Hello everyone, welcome to AITech1.com video tutorial series for Salesforce Lightning Component. My name is Sumit and this is my first video in Salesforce Lightning Component. This is an introduction video. I'm going to come up with some more videos in Salesforce Lightning. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the Salesforce Lightning components, what are the Salesforce Lightning components are, what are the benefits of using Salesforce Lightning components, how Salesforce Lightning component is different from the classic application, and I will give you a quick demonstration on Salesforce Lightning component. So that's the agenda for today's session. What exactly Salesforce CRM is, Salesforce Lightning introduction, then we'll talk about the Lightning component framework bundle, and after that I'll give you a quick product demo on Lightning component, how to design and develop a Lightning component for our application, a custom Lightning component for our application, and then we'll have a question and answer round. So if you have any questions, you can ask your questions or you can clear your doubts at that time. So what exactly Salesforce CRM solution is? So first of all, Salesforce is a cloud-based CRM solution, which stands for Customer Relationship Management, and it is used to build a relationship between the customers and the distributors and the partners. So basically, it provides a complete solution for marketing, sales, service, partner management, and community management. Using Salesforce CRM, the organization, they can customize, they can make a lot of automations in their applications, the processes they are following, the processes they are working with. So a lot of customizations, a lot of automations can be built on that, such as scheduling tasks or task scheduling, email scheduling, testings, and many more. And not only this, using Salesforce CRM solution, we can integrate Salesforce with other tools like social networks, BI tools, etc. So Salesforce is a cloud-based solution. Setup is not required. That's why I use a tagline here: no hardware, no software, no headache. And Salesforce.com is a SaaS company that distributes the business software on subscription basis. So when we talk about Salesforce, it built on top of the Force.com platform, and Force.com platform is a place where we can design and develop custom application for our client requirement. Salesforce comes with the standard applications, sales, service, and marketing. But yes, there is a functionality that we can build our own custom applications. So if we talk about the Salesforce architecture, so the Salesforce architecture is a multi-tenant architecture. The single Salesforce server instance will be shared by multiple clients. So for example, we have three clients A, B, C. All of them, they can access the common applications. So we don't require a separate application for separate client, for individual clients. So one of the biggest example of multi-tenant architecture these days is Facebook. All you can say all social networks, online shopping portals, and many more. So Salesforce CRM also works on the same concept. And in this case, the vendors they update application at one place, and the changes will get reflected for all the clients on their instances. Single database storage, so it's a centralized data storage supported by the Salesforce. For all the client information need to be stored at a centralized location. Distributed database is not required for this. It's economical, resources and maintenance cost is shared. As all of you know, anything which is shared among multiple users is very economical. It's easy and maintenance is easy, and all the resources will be shared, and definitely the cost is very less. The cost will be very low. Sharing rules enforced by governor limits. So in this case, Salesforce follows the sharing rules, and all those sharing rules are enforced as per the governor limits. Now let's talk about the Salesforce Lightning introduction. What exactly Salesforce Lightning is? So Salesforce Lightning is a framework. It's a new, or you can say it's a new age tool. It's a next generation platform provided by Salesforce to boost the overall productivity of the business and aimed at enhanced user experiences. As all of you know that in classic application or in classic application, in Salesforce classic application, we have to do a lot of customization. And in order to work with the components, we have to redesign the components every time. But in Salesforce Lightning, in production, we don't have to redesign the concept. We can simply reuse the concepts, components multiple times. So the Lightning components are a part of a Salesforce Lightning framework. They are self-content and reusable functional unit of an app. As you can see, reusable functional. So we can use the same component multiple times. We change the we make the changes at one place and it will reflect at all the places. For example, in Salesforce on a Visual Force page, we have the components like button. If any customization will be done in the button from the Salesforce side, it will reflect at all places. In same manner, in Salesforce Lightning, if we design a component and if that component we use in multiple applications, so if we made the changes at one place, it will reflect on all other places, in all the places collectively. Exposes their definition, attribute passing, and it has an encapsulated implementation, component bundle, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So it encapsulates the HTML, CSS, JavaScript all together. So there's a complete component bundle, which we are going to talk about in upcoming slides. It communicates with events. So based on the button click, based on the text, based on the key press or key down or key up, whenever we perform any event on any of the component, it can execute a specific code. And it's based on the open source Aura framework. So what are the benefits of Salesforce Lightning? That why Salesforce introduced this component? Why the Salesforce introduced this Lightning? So basically, Salesforce Lightning, if we talk about the Lightning experience, so it provides a user-centric design approach, which helps user to be more productive at every point in the engagement lifecycle. So the benefit is it's smoother adaptation and the collaboration with the other components. Usually what happens, the connectivity between the component, it's a tedious task. But when we talk about the Salesforce Lightning component, the connectivity between the components is very smooth. The second benefit of using Salesforce Lightning is the Lightning framework. It's an event-driven framework with aligned tools, allowing partners and customers to build custom components to facilitate business process. Although there are some pre-existing components, as we discussed earlier also, but using Salesforce Lightning, we can quickly design the custom components which can be placed on multiple applications. And it helps in enhancing the productivity and reduce time to the market. So let's suppose if we are customizing this, if we are developing any custom component, custom solution for our client, if we are using the classic method of creating a component, or if we are using the Lightning method of creating a component, so the Lightning way of creating a component is faster than the classic one. And using Lightning component, we can quickly, basically using Lightning framework, we can quickly design the component and we can reach out to the market in a very limited or in a short time span. Lightning ecosystem, there are ready to use apps are there which we can download the components available through App Exchange that can be plugged in directly to meet the specific business needs. So basically, same like the Play stores, or we have Play stores, or we used to have the iStore or Apple Store for our mobile devices, for our multimedia devices. So in same manner, we have App Exchange in Salesforce Lightning, which can be used to, from where we can download the applications directly, and it helps to meet the specific business needs. So it gives the better productivity and the cost efficiency. Let's try to understand the difference between the Salesforce Classic versus Salesforce Lightning. So Salesforce Classic, it's a server-side UI. It works on MVC framework, and it's a page-centric model. So the Visual Force pages and the Apex classes, you can say they works on MVC framework, so Salesforce Classic. And when it comes to Salesforce Lightning, it has got app-centric model. Instead of page-centric, it's an app-centric model. It provides the responsive design. It's a client-side UI instead of server-side UI, and as all of you know, client-side UI, it reduces the load on the server, and our application works pretty fast. Enhanced workspace, customizable navigation menu, and Einstein building smart system. So Salesforce Lightning has got more benefit as comparative to the Salesforce Classic. Now, this is the introduction about Salesforce Lightning. Now, what are the prerequisites for the Lightning component? So the two prerequisites before we moving on to designing and developing a Lightning component is the first of all, we need to have a Salesforce Developers Edition account, so which I have already got. Number two is Salesforce custom domain. So the first thing we have to do is we need to check the domain first of all, whether the domain is registered or not. So as you can see, this is my Salesforce instance, and I'm going and checking my domain right now. So I'm just checking it out whether my domain is available or not. So I'm just quickly get into my Salesforce instance, and I'm going to check the domain. So I'll just look for domain, and I click on my domain. So as you can see, I'm already having a domain, so I can use my domain for further users, because domain is mandatory for the deployment of a Lightning application. If the domain is not available, then the Lightning component won't be available to be deployed on the page or the record details section, or basically on the application. So it's very important that we need to register a Lightning. We need to register a custom domain for our Salesforce org. So these are the prerequisites for to move ahead towards the Salesforce Lightning component. Now there is a Lightning component framework also. So before we move ahead, let's talk about the Lightning component framework bundle. So this is the Lightning component framework bundle. As you can see, as soon as you create a Lightning component, it will automatically provide you these below files tightly coupled with your Lightning component, and these are component.xml. This is the UI part where we are going to design our Lightning component. This is the UI part. Controller.js is the controller where we can write the logic which is tightly coupled with the component.xml. Whenever we double click on component.xml, or whenever we click on controller class, it will quickly demonstrate that this controller is associated with this component. So we can have the controller.js, it's a JavaScript file. Then we have helper.js file, helper.javascript file. Basically, helper.javascript file is mainly used for the reusability. So any functionality which we want to reuse multiple times, we can put those modules or those functions in the helper.js file, which we can reuse multiple times. Style.css is the style sheets. It's a custom style sheet. So there are two ways for implementing the styles. Number one, we can define the styles in the style sheets in the style.css, and later on we can add that style class in the component individually, or else we can use the inline style. So those who are familiar with the Visual Force pages, in Visual Force pages, we used to add the style tag, or we can use inline style. So this is the same functionality. We can define our styles in style.css, and we can have inline style. So we are going to talk about the styling components in upcoming sessions. We'll see that how to use the classes helper.js class, or how to use the style.css class one by one. Documentation.aura.doc, render.js, design.design, and svg.svg. So render.js means if we want to refresh a specific component, so we put it into render.js. Design is for designing part, and then we have svg bundle. So these are the files which comes along with your Lightning component bundle. So whenever we create a Lightning component, these files or this bundle will automatically create it. We don't have to add this bundle manually. So let's have a look how to create a Lightning component in our Salesforce instance, and how it is going to help for us. So the first thing we need to do is we need to look for the application. So I'm looking for the developer console. And what I'm doing is I'm just opening this developer console in a separate tab. And also I'm just looking for the application. So I have got an online training management app. So I'm going to design a lightning component application for this online training management. We'll do it step by step and let's have a look. So right now when I click on courses, so when I click on courses, we used to have, I get a list of the courses we are offering. And here we have got the course name, course duration, and course, this is the course trainer, course ID, and the activity section. So we can customize this, but we are targeting the lightning component. So in order to create a lightning component, of the very first, a basic lightning component is I, I, I just navigate to the developer console, click on file, new, and I create a lightning component. We can add any name. So I'll just give this name as my first lightning, or I'll just call this as test lightning component. So that's the name, test lightning component. You can add a description if you required. There's a component configuration. It says like where do we want this, create a bundle with any of the following configuration, that I'm going to add this lightning component on the record page or on the community pages, for the quick action, for the lightning pages, or for the lightning tab. So I'm creating it for a record page right now. It is an optional, actually it is not mandatory, but let me check this and click on submit. And as soon as I click on lightning component, as you can see, a component is added, and this is the bundle we were talking about. You can see the bundle is added. The lightning component, it automatically creates the aura component, and it implements the flexible page available for record home. Source has record ID, access is equal to global. Access is equal to global means this would be accessible by everyone. All the users can access this right now. Now in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a sample component, and here I simply write paragraph. I just write my first lightning component, and let me add a division. So we can add divisions inside division. I use a paragraph, first paragraph, inside division, and let me save this. So I'll simply save this. But how are we going to test this component, and where are we going to use this lightning component? Because this lightning component is an aura component, and we cannot add this aura component directly on our application. So therefore, in order to test this, first of all, in order to use this lightning component, we require a lightning application. And for this, we have an option for creating a new lightning application. But before that, if you see, we have the bundles like controller class. If I double click on controller class, you can see this controller class is linked with my action colon function. So this is associated with this. So it is automatically connected with this particular lightning component.cmp. It is automatically associated with this. In same manner, if I look for helper class, so we got helper class here, and this is the helper.method, helper function. Then if you want a style class, we can have a style class also. This is a style class, which so we are going to talk about these components, these bundles one by one. But the first thing is, how are we going to test this component? And in order to test this component, I'm going to create one lightning application, and I call this as my first lightning app. I call this as my first lightning app and click on submit. When I click on my first lightning app, you can see it's a lightning application, and here we are getting a preview option. So this is a lightning application. It's an application, it's not a component. You can see the tag also. That was the aura component, and this is the lightning application. So within an application, we can add a component. So what we'll do is I simply write C colon and the component name, and my component name is test lightning component. So I just write here, it's a case sensitive test lightning component. So I'll save this out. First of all, I just save all, and now I'm going to click on preview. When I click on preview, it opens in a browser. And that's why the URL was created, because if we do not have the URL, like if we do not create the domain, then we won't be able to display this, we won't be able to preview this domain, this component, this application. So therefore it is mandatory to activate the domain. Now as you can see, when I preview this, the formatting is not that accurate. So what I'm going to do is I am going to add a formatting, and in order to do that, I'm going to add one tag called extends is equal to force SLDS. So what I'm going to do is, in this application, I just like extend is equal to force SLDS. So basically we are forcing this SLDS, uh, theme, you can say. It's a formatting. So I just save this out again, once again, and click on update preview. And as soon as we click on update preview, you can see the look and feel got changed. Okay, and the best part is, if I remove this and click on save, it automatically get refreshed. So we don't have to explicitly update every time. As soon as we save this, our component will automatically get refreshed, or whenever we focus on that component will automatically get refreshed. So we have created our first component successfully. There are no spaces and all, boxes and all. We'll be going to talk about that later on. If you want to add more into this, so I'll just write break. I just write BR and line break, BRT, second paragraph inside division. And let me save this. And when we refresh this, the because this component, this application, this lightning application is dependent on the component. So whenever we make a change in the component, this will automatically refresh in the lightning application also. So our application is ready, our component is ready. Now it's time to add the component within the application. So the first thing we need to do is, the first thing we do is I just navigate to this application, an online training management application, and navigate to the course object. And here I'm just going to navigate to the edit page. So in this edit page, let's have a look. I'll just click on edit page. Now, once we click on edit page, it will redirect us to the Lightning app builder. And once the component is ready, so our component is test Lightning component, as you can see, and this component is added in the custom section. So there are some pre-built components, and along with this, our test Lightning component is also available. This is the custom component we added just now. And now what I can do is I can add this component wherever we want. So I just add this component within the over here. So let's save this. Activate this. Now while we will be activating, it would be activating for the whole organization, or app default, or app record types and profiles. So these are the three type of activation. Because I have already activated this for org default, it means all the users within the organization, they can access this application and they can access this record page. The course default is the app default is basically, this is for a specific application, and the app record types and profile means for a specific profile with an application. So I configure this for the organization, click on close, and activation is successful. Let's click on back and we'll preview the result. And as you can see, the component is added successfully, my first Lightning component inside division. Now let's try to make some changes in the component. And what I'm doing is, let me remove this one, second paragraph inside division, because it is showing second paragraph inside division. Let me remove this, save this, and let's refresh this application. Will it make any change in the component? Will it make any changes over there? Let's have a look. So I'll just show you practically. Is it going to make any change in that? And as you can see, the changes has been done because we made the change in the component, so it will reflect here. It is showing line, it is only showing line break, it is not showing anything else. And this is, so it is showing till line break. So this is the way we can create a lightning component, and we can add a lightning component in a record detail section. We can create a lightning component to be add on. We can create a lightning component to be add on the home page, or we can create a lightning component to be add on uh, uh, field steps. Basically, there are different places where we can add it. If you want to add a component here, so I'll just click on edit page and we'll see whether we would be able to add this component here or not. So this is the beauty of Salesforce Lighting, that we can quickly customize the pages. So this is the home page by default, and you can see the component is not available for this. And why it is not available for this? Because we specify this for record. See this available for record home. So while we were creating this component, if you remember, while we were creating the component, it asked us for, so I just set for the lightning record page. So if we want a component for a page, we use page. For communities, we use communities. And for tabs, we use lightning tabs. Otherwise, if we select the lightning record page, it would be available only for that particular page. So we can fix it out that the lightning component we are creating it for which particular location. So that's all in this introduction video of lightning Aura component and lightning component, lightning application. So I hope you like this video. If that's so, don't forget to press the like button and don't forget to press the bell icon for the uh, new notification about the videos, upcoming videos. If you like this tutorial, press the like button. You can post your comments also. If you have any questions, you can write to us on uh, support@aitech1.com. Rest of the details will be shared in the descriptions. You can go through the descriptions. You can just visit our website www.aitech1.com for more information about the sales or the our trading program. So that's all. Have a nice day. Bye.